Welcome to a New York Association of Local Government Records Officers Records Management Moment. Hi, all. It's Megan from the Niagara Board back again to talk about another scintillating records management topic. This time, let's get into PDFAs. Where did this term PDFA even come from? Who's the one out there saying that this is what we have to do as opposed to something else? Why can't we just use a regular PDF? Well, it's this international standards organization, ISO, that comes up with this kind of thing. Basically, they convene together groups of experts for all kinds of different topics, including even things like how much is a cup measure. And then they standardize it so that we're all working from the same information. This is super important later because of this important concept called interoperability. When we go later in the future, we want to make sure that we can still open something and see it the way it's intended to be seen. So, this is why we standardize things across organizations and across different types of tools. Any PDF should be visible on any solution because it's non proprietary and standardized. Did you know there are actually tons of types of PDFs? Here are a bunch for reference. The regular PDF, a reduced size PDF that's smaller so it's easier to email. PDF E, that's for engineering drawings that have multiple layers, like think GIS. PDF A, that's our favorite in archives, archival. This means long term preservation. PDF UA means universal accessibility. PDF VT, variable and transactional. So that's like when your energy company is printing unique bills and sending them out to customers, and each bill that's being printed is unique, and yet they're all printed together at the same time. What about PDFX? That's high level graphics exchange. So this is documents or images that are very high level graphics that we want to be represented of the creator's intent, regardless of who's viewing it on which device. But why PDFA for us? Well, in New York State, that's what the law is. I mean, the law in terms of very strong guidelines. The New York State Archives says you need either a TIFF or a PDFA for anything electronic with a retention of 10 years or longer. They recommend that you use at least a regular PDF for anything shorter than that, and a TIFF is always a good idea. Then, on top of that, the New York State Appellate Division of the court system says that all documents should be submitted as PDF-A when submitted either as a filing or as evidentiary support. Don't believe me? Check out the filing rules of the Appellate Division 22 NYCRR Part 1245. And then lastly, it's that interoperability situation and accessibility. These things are non proprietary, so we want to make sure that people can continue to access it, that they're reasonably safe from dying from data degradation, and they're pretty safe from technological obsolescence. So let's work together to turn a couple of different types of documents or images into PDFAs. Looking here, you can see I have a Microsoft Word document. This is the save screen, and I've opened it up so that I can show you that here, where it's circled in blue, it says save as type. There's a drop down there, and you can scroll all the way down and find all kinds of different things to save it as. But PDF is one of them. The next step is to slide over and click that Options tab that's circled in blue. That will open up a whole slew of different things that you can click to change when you're saving a document. When you click Options, this little tab will pop up on your screen. You can see here down highlighted in green is the ISO 19005-1 compliant PDFA. When you click this, it will stay clicked forever, and you can just save that as the standard way that it saves a PDF from now on. When you click OK, there you are, you're ready to go. You can see up here that this is all different ways that you can also preserve things that are intrinsic in your Word document, like links or headings or word bookmarks, so spots where you can jump within the document to other parts of the document. And you may want to select some of those too to make the document continue to function the way you intend. Well, maybe you're not just working with Microsoft Office documents. Maybe you also have Excel spreadsheets. And how are we going to make that thing turn into a PDFA? This is a little bit more complex, don't you think? Not for us. We've got this. In this short video, it shows you how to take a little tiny table and select just that table so that when it prints as a PDF, that's what appears and not the entire giant spreadsheet. What I'm doing is clicking that topmost A1 cell, holding down my shift button, and then clicking the bottom right corner of the table. That selects the entire table, and then you leave it selected as you move on to click the save or print button. Follow along with me as I show you how to save as the object we selected within the spreadsheet. Just like on the Word document, we're going to use options and a drop down to get PDF A as the format in the end. Let's take a look at a PDF that already exists. It's not a PDF A yet, and I want to turn it into a PDF A. And I know that all of us have documents like this sitting on our hard drives and in our repositories. So how are we going to get it into the right format? So I've opened it up. I'm going to save it as. One of my drop-down options is PDF A. The reason that's there is because I went over and selected save as this file type, PDF A. Now, when I've saved it, you can see that all of the fillable fields are gone. That's because PDFAs are not editable. That's one of the core features of that type. You can also see a banner at the top that says that this PDFA claims to be compliant with the PDFA standard. There are so many different file types out there, and even things that aren't static, like web pages, that we might want to save as a PDF-A to capture them for the long term. Let's take a look at saving the NIALGRO website, which is nialgro.org, for posterity. Can we save this sucker forever? You can see in the top right corner, I've clicked the 3 dot symbol. And down drops the drop down for the web browser. And there's an option when you look down for printing. Almost every type of document or image on a computer can be printed, like a screenshot or print screen. So let's click that Control P shortcut print button and see what we can do with this. Okay, I clicked print and I can save this as a PDF. That's one of my printers that I can actually select. I could also use a Microsoft Save to Microsoft PDF tool. That's probably in there. And then also, if you have something like a Laserfiche, you might even have a Laserfiche printer. All kinds of different ways to capture it. You can see it turned the website into a format that's visible on a printed page. This is something that's built into the code for most websites. So hopefully when you're printing something, it will capture the essence of what you're trying to get. You may be thinking, wait, it says save as a PDF, but it doesn't say PDF-A. That's true. We're going to have to use that PDF-A conversion method that we just used on the prior PDF tool. Thank you for joining the New York State Association of Local Government Records Officers for a Records Management Moment. Subscribe and follow for more videos from NIALGRO, and check out our webpage for lots of resources.